We'll just go through a quick AV and then we'll probably have a discussion, Rajiv, on this. Thank you. Okay, let's.
The digital world is evolving at a rapid pace. Cookies are crumbling, bots are becoming smarter, and ad fraud is on the rise. Navigating the digital landscape has become more challenging than ever. Are you worried about low ROI and rising ad spends? The marketing budgets and the digital ad spends are rising, but so does sophisticated frauds plaguing the ecosystem. What can be done to protect and energize your ad spend? The answer is AI ML-driven tech. Tech that can be your sword against bots and shield protecting your brand integrity in the digital ecosystem. Let's usher in a new era of trust and transparency. Advertise fearlessly. Verify, optimize, and protect with mFilter. We are making the ecosystem clean and transparent with ad traffic validation, optimizing performance, and protecting brand integrity in the digital ecosystem at every touchpoint in the digital journey. Protecting across brand and performance campaigns. Covering programmatic, walled gardens, OTT platforms, and social media ecosystems. Whether you are upper, mid, or lower funnel, we will safeguard your ad spend across the digital media ecosystem.
Preview.
Okay, with that, let's get into this conversation. We're going to talk about invalid traffic assessment, brand integrity, and how you can make sure that your campaigns are safe and protected, and how your digital dollars are not being wasted on bots. We all know about bots. We've seen the power of ChatGPT. We know how bots can come in and do a lot of automation. But the same bots can actually come in and hit your campaigns and eat away your budgets, in which case you're running a campaign, hopefully to reach out to humans, but you're showing your campaigns to machines. And obviously, machines will not give you any business. This is an issue which is very prevalent, unfortunately, in digital marketing. Numbers have in terms of invalid traffic, have ranged from about 10% to 30%, which means that whether you're using walled gardens or programmatic or OTTs or podcasts or any kind of channels, you're looking at 10 to 30% of inefficiencies, which, to be honest, is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to improve your conversion rates and get better ROAS for your campaigns. So with that, Rajiv, in Dabur, what has been your experience on invalid traffic, and how has Dabur benefited from this?
So, I'll take a step back and tell you, what used to happen in television, long time back. So, back in days, we used to have these audit agencies used to come and tell you that, you had so many percentage of spots which were 0 ratings. It used to be called null spots, right? So we used to wonder what happens. I mean, is viewership really 0? That was television, right? Television rating cannot be 0. Now, coming back to the context in digital world, what happens is that there are multiple things which might happen to you. Like, for example, there could be a bot traffic, there could be overlaying of creative, there could be multiple things which could go wrong in this. Your brand ad would be running in a environment which is not very brand safe. Multiple things might happen, and depending on what kind of filters you use, mFilter, you can prevent, and you can save some money on that, And it's a constant audit, so as to say you can perform on your brand, so as to get a maximum ROI, and it's a constant improvement one can understand. Because what one has seen is that you can never have a perfect media plan. The fraudsters, or say people who run bot traffic, they are much smarter than you are. They'll try to outsmart you, and they'll try to take advantage of the situation. So solutions like yours, or say IAS or DV, they all help us in a big way in getting the detection of the bot traffic or any kind of frauds which might happen.
No, absolutely. I think cricket is the fever right now. So another way to look at it is that if you're actually protected as a wicketkeeper, you have your protection, your arms and legs protected. You can dive more. You can take more risks. You can take more challenges. If you don't have protection in place, you're probably going to be scared about everything, and that's where then you don't actually unleash your true creativity probably, right? So that's another way to look at it. Rajiv, there's a lot of topic of interest on brand safety as well, right? Brand safety is about making sure that you're running your campaigns on inventory which is actually safe for the brand. It's not going away from the message or the context in which you want to associate your brand with. And India is a very, very fragmented in terms of culture, languages, interests, food, right? Every 100 kilometers, things change. What's your experience on brand safety, and how's Dabur dealt with it?
Yeah, so for example, like you're mentioning about an example that, one meat ad running on Hanuman Chalisa, or say Google running its ads on satta.com.
Satta site.
Satta.com. Satta.com. Satta.com is basically a site like that. So nobody is, this thing, you can never be sure till the time, you have the language nuances, right? For example, in this country, language changes every 100 kilometers. There are different dialects, different languages. So, a platform which can identify the language and a platform which can identify cultural nuances is a very good thing to do. So we try to doing that as well in our brand safety issues. When we try to tackle the issues, and any kind of learning from companies like yours are welcome, and we try to improve whenever as you go along.
Absolutely. A lot of advertisers here would feel that, hey, Dheeraj, I'm working with large platforms, premium publishers, walled gardens. I should be safe, right? I'm not experimenting with maybe the long tail on the publisher ecosystem. Does that mean that I actually still need protection or not, right? What's your opinion? And obviously, I think everyone in the audience would be working with some of the large platforms itself.
So that's what I thought initially, that, since if you do more of reservation buy, if you do more of OTT buy, you'll probably be safe. But there's still a chance of, you're going wrong by about 3%, 4%, depending on what kind of filter you use. And if you M-filter, probably more.
No, absolutely. Just for everyone's understanding, a lot of advertisers feel if you do a PG deal and you're doing a direct deal with the publisher, then you are safe, right? Please remember that that's actually just a commercial setup, right? How you're paying the publisher and how you're setting up a deal. That has nothing to do with bots and invalid traffic. In fact, you're equally risk at having invalid traffic coming into your campaigns. With that, I'll just cover a few slides which might be of interest. Rajiv talked about this. So just to give you a sense of brand safety issues, right, on the ecosystem. Here are two sites. The name itself tells you these are Satta sites, right? Satta is gambling in Hindi. And these are obvious cases of unsafe content. By the way, as per the Google AdSense program, it's actually not allowed, right? And here you have two sites which are actively running on the Google AdSense program. The URL itself says these are Satta sites. And in fact, one of them actually has a Google ad itself. Why am I presenting this? I'm actually saying that brand safety is a regional topic, but people need to understand that Satta is gambling, right? English doesn't tell you that. Indians know that, right? And an example like something as obvious as that, where the URL itself is telling you it's a gambling site, and you have large brands ads running on it, is actually telling you the risk in the digital marketing ecosystem, which I think is important. I'll just cover a few case studies. This is something where we did on a walled garden on a pure search campaign. And a lot of advertisers feel that, Dheeraj, why should I do all of this, right? What's in it for me, right? Actually, you get better conversion rates, you get lesser CACs, you actually optimize your campaign to get more ROI for your brand, because humans will buy your products, bots will not, right? And by actively blocking bad traffic and bad placements, you can actually make sure that you get more bang for your buck and get better ROI from your campaigns. I think this is the time this is what all advertisers are looking for, and I think something important. OTT is a major issue on reach and frequency. If you're running on large OTT platforms, we actually saw cases where a brand set up a frequency of 3, and it ended up running, as you can see, for one guy, an ad was shown 3,339 times in a campaign, when the frequency was set at 3. This is actual data, audited data of a user. Imagine that poor guy who saw that ad so many times. I don't know, he's definitely going to remember your brand forever, but I don't know if it's going to be in a good way or not. But imagine the impact it had on your reach. So a lot of these numbers which float about reach, my true reach, my this reach, my that reach. But if a guy is seeing an ad 3,000 times, that's the reach which is impacted, right? This is on some of the large OTT players on a programmatic PG deal, right? Brand safety is a big issue. A lot of content on online platforms is unsafe. We just gave you an example of something which is happening right in front of your eyes. And large brands who have probably the best protection in the world are suffering from it. All of this is something which is solvable. And all of this is something which I think we can help with. Rajiv, thank you so much. Any parting remarks on your side? We are at the end of it.
Only one thing, Ronald Reagan, he used to be US president during 80s. He used to say one thing, trust, but verify.
Oh, absolutely. I think you said it right. Please verify. Don't just assume that everything is running because someone told you so, including us, for example, right? Please verify the data and then take a decision. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dheeraj.